Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel, and today I have a big question for all of you. Have you actually been noticing that around the world we're having a whole lot of different phones coming out, and what about the US? Why aren't there many phone models inside of the US? Before I continue, I would like you to give me a like and subscribe to the channel so we can keep growing and I can keep bringing you more and more content. This way, I will know if you actually like the videos or if I have to change something. And let's begin with phone companies. Each year, phone companies are getting bigger and bigger. We have phone presentations at the beginning of each year, the middle of the year, and at the end of the year, like the case of iPhone. Companies keep growing because nowadays you can complete so many different tasks from your phone, such as easy tasks like using a calculator, sending a message, and calling to other people. That's the thing that they were supposed to be meant to, right? You can also take excellent pictures. You can compete directly with some professional cameras. I'm not telling you that it's going to replace a professional camera, but we have more options, and if we don't want to spend that much money for a professional camera. And we can also do some difficult tasks like editing videos, having access to our bank accounts, locate different places by using satellite maps, for example, Google Maps and Maps by iOS. And sometimes you can even manage many stuff in your house, like turning on your TV, turning on the lights, pairing your phone with a washing machine, with a fridge. I mean, you can control many things inside of your house just by a tap on your phone. Talking about all that smart home, it all needs a technology. Now let's go with the important part. What phone or what brands are available in the US? I'm not saying that if you got a phone that it's not sold inside of the US, it's going to be illegal. But I'm telling you, taking into account the phones that are sold officially with a provider, a network provider. And the question here is, what models do we actually have? Let's begin with the most important brand, I think, not only inside of the US, but around the world. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? Well, let's talk about which could be considered as one of the most successful companies, not only talking about communication. I am talking about a global company. As we all know, Apple is an American brand, even though its pieces are manufactured in China. Actually, this brand is most popular across the US. Much of this company's success could be related to the fellowship that it has with many of the US important network carriers. Like I told you, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon. Also taking into account that among young people, iPhones are considered to be better for social networks and also a social status because of the price. Well, going back to the main topic, we also have another giant. In this case, I'm talking about the Korean company Samsung, presenting way more different models than the Apple company. It has a very huge variety of phones. In this particular thing, helps the company to reach a wide audience, going from normal cheap phones that can be around $150, $100, all the way up innovating the zoom cameras, flexible screens, adding its impressive display to a price like $2,000 or more. Google recently has been growing a lot, gaining popularity because of its clean and pretty interface. Shout out to the way which Google Pixel cameras have been improving, making this a good option. To this list, I will add a well-known brand such as Motorola. Even though the company hasn't been through its best years, we can still see many people using this brand. I consider that it is still in the market because usually when you get a carrier plan, it is the one that you usually get included in the plan. So it's probably free. Or you just have to pay a few more dollars for your new phone. I'm not saying that Motorola only makes cheap phones. It actually has very good phones out there. But honestly, well, let's be honest. It doesn't have that difference factor that other brands do have. And before I end this list, I'll be probably forgetting of some brands, but not this one, Sony. It's not only important for phones, but actually one of the best options for those who want outstanding camera performance. Well, honestly, Sony devices have been mainly focused on the video recording or camera performance. And as the same as Motorola, Sony has been through some tough years, selling thousands of phones each year. Samsung and iPhone have already sold like 5,000. That's the difference. And now, outside of the US, those brands that by many reasons are not officially released inside of the country, but that have a great impact in society. A famous brand that after being banned by the US government, has been losing more and more customers due to its problem with making deals with Google and having to take out Android as their operative system. I actually have a video talking about that, and we all know who I'm talking about. It's Huawei. This great company was competing with the communication giants some years ago, like 4 years ago. I have a video where I talk about the problems that Huawei faced. I'll leave the link so you can see it. Move to our giant Chinese company that has been named as the best quality price company. Xiaomi has been gaining popularity around the world because it's good specs and they have a relative low price for what they're offering. Features like good cameras, good gaming experiences, 120Hz display screens at a very affordable price. Adding its super fast charging devices. I mean, they are super fast, like 120 volts. I'll quickly mention its sub-brand phones that are actually famous too. Poco, Redmi, Realme, and Mi. There are like other variants of this Xiaomi, but they have managed to create their own companies. Now let's go all the way to two other brands that have been doing very great things, like Oppo with its great variety of phones, and OnePlus that originally initiated as brother brands but have been doing excellent devices by their own, adding phones such as Vivo, Lenovo, Honor that are phones with good specs at a competitive price. All of these making excellent flagships that probably may even have better specs than an iPhone or a Samsung flagship device. And recently we have seen a really cool device that's called a nothing phone. Here is where we have our question. Why aren't there many brands sold inside of the US? One of the main reasons why these brands are not officially sold inside of the US could be that almost all of them are from China. And as we know, there aren't very good terms because of the American government believes that these phones aren't safe against hackers and spies, making these brands rare to purchase in the US market. Most of them can be found by e-commerce stores such as Amazon, eBay, or other internet stores, but they're not found in a specific carrier. Other reasons could be that because of the deals that carriers make with brands like Apple, Samsung, Google, Motorola, Sony, some other brand that actually have contracts with network providers where the phones are provided when signing a contract. This means that unless you buy an unlocked version of the phone, when you purchase a plan, you will automatically get to choose one of these. Just like when you start playing Pokemon and you have to choose your starting Pokemon, that's the way. Well, I know that wasn't the most professional comparison, but that's how I feel it. You pay for something and you get to choose. What do you want? Motorola, an iPhone, a Samsung, or a Sony. Just like Pokemon. And a third reason is that I consider that according to facts, many young people or social media active people prefer Apple products. Mainly because they believe that having an iPhone is a symbol of status, taking into account that Apple products have elevated prices, even if they are not up to be innovating such as other companies do, like Chinese companies. But one thing for sure is that iPhone is considered to be a very secure phone, running on its own operating system, iOS. This is positive because its phones get many years of updates to keep your purchase working for many years. I'm talking about like 5-6 years of updates. Going back to social media, iPhone is the best phone for Instagram stories, Facebook stories, TikTok videos, and so on. Talking about phones, obviously, because it is optimized to make uploaded pictures and videos look like if they were taken with the main camera app, not the app's camera. And to end the video, do you think that the US will accept more brands like Chinese brands? Leave me in the comments another reason why you think that the US does not have a big variety of these phone brands. And tell me, do you think that it would be better to have them, or are we just okay with the limited options that we get? I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to the channel so we can keep growing as a community, and I hopefully can keep bringing you more videos.